It's time again for the Science Bowl.
Zoo Parade for 5. What big teeth the hippo has are actually a pair of these. Science Potpourri for 10. Would a snake most likely eat every day? Every week, Dateline Science for 10. Why are some elephants wearing necklaces these days? Green things for 15.
And now, here's your host, Mr. Z himself, Dave Zarin.
Thank you and welcome to the Science Bowl, the science quiz program here in the Prince George's County Public Schools. Two great elementary schools here to play our game today. Let's meet them now. First from Mount Rainier Elementary, would you please say hello to Jeremy Case, Jaden Tompkins, and Judith Lynn. And from Pointer Ridge, here they are, Tomi Ogunleyi, John Rogers, and Adriana Borromeo. And now here are the categories of questions we use on the Science Bowl.
Okay, Mr. Z, here's today's categories. Green things, questions about plants and all things green and growing. Zoo Parade, a Noah's Ark of questions about animals. Body systems, we'll see how much you know about yourself, about things like breathing and growing and digesting your food. Let's get physical. Questions that test your knowledge of physics and chemistry, earth science and space science. Then there's Science Potpourri. Here's a grab bag of science questions, everything from air pollution to the kitchen sink. And finally, Dateline Science. We'll ask you about science history and science in the news.
Here on the Science Bowl, we arrange our game board according to question difficulty, with easier questions on the left worth 5 and 10 points, tougher ones worth 15, 20, and ultimately 25 points. Both of our teams start out at 50 points apiece. Never, ever a penalty for an incorrect answer. Then to the 2 rounds today, one of these 2 talented, good-looking teams will come back to play our game again and perhaps advance to this year's elementary school semifinal round. Let's make sure everything works properly. First, let's go over to Mount Rainier. Jaden, would you try your buzzer? Thank you, young man. Good luck to you, to Judith, and to Jeremy. And John, would you try the green team's buzzer? It too looks pretty good to me. Tomi, John, Adriana, good luck to you. Ready to do this? Yes. Let's have a good game. May the better team win. We go alphabetically, M before P. So Mount Rainier and Jaden, let's play the ball. Go.
Science Potpourri for 5. Please.
Science Potpourri for 5 points. Teams, they just passed a law in New York State prohibiting people from taking selfies with these large cats that aren't all as friendly as Kellogg's Tony. Mount Rainier.
Tigers.
Tigers, that's right. People are jumping into places where they shouldn't be, dangerous places, and taking selfies with tigers. No more. That's against the law. Thanks, Jeremy. Go Red.
Body systems for 5, please.
Body systems for 5 points. Teams, in the movies Into the Woods and Tangled, Rapunzel has a very impressive head of what?
Hair.
Pointer Ridge.
Hair.
Hair is right, absolutely. You've got to push the buzzer first. Don't yell out, even though I like your enthusiasm. All right, go green.
Dateline Science for 10.
Dateline Science for 10 points. Teams, the Orion rocket that NASA says will take astronauts one day to Mars is named for a group of stars, just like Andromeda and Ursa Major. Those groups of stars are called these. Pointer Ridge.
Constellations.
Yes, sir. Nicely done. Adriana, nice assist from you. Go green. Constellations it is.
Zoo Parade for 10.
Zoo Parade for 10 points. Teams, fleas, listen to me, Jeremy. Please listen to what I have to say. Fleas are insects, but water fleas are not insects. They're related to crabs and lobsters and belong to this C-initialed group.
Crustaceans.
Crustaceans is right. And just wait till I recognize you. I liked your answer. Thank you, Jaden. Good job. Go next.
Green things for 5, please.
Green things for 5 points. Teams, you know the Christmas song, On the First Day of Christmas, my true love gave to me a partridge in a what thing? Jaden.
Pear tree.
Jeremy, what'd you say?
Pear tree.
A pear tree. That's right. Absolutely. The green thing it was. Okay, go Red. Thanks for putting up with my singing. Go.
Zoo Parade for 5, please.
Zoo Parade for 5 points. Teams, the saying goes, curiosity killed the cat. But curiosity was actually the name of what literary primate? He was known as Jaden.
Come on, help.
Okay.
You rang in. What did you want to tell me?
Can you say the question again?
I cannot.
A tiger.
No, not a tiger. Pointer Ridge. Curiosity might have killed the cat, but Curious was the name of what literary primate with Curious in his name?
George.
Curious George, yes, that monkey, Curious George. Yeah, he was an inquisitive little primate there. All right, good comeback, 70 points, tie score, go green.
Dateline Science for 5.
Dateline Science for 5 points, teams. Time Magazine's Man of the Year last year was actually all the men and all the women who worked to conquer this viral disease in West Africa.
Ebola.
Please wait till I recognize you. Do not yell out. Mount Rainier.
Ebola.
Ebola is the right answer. Yes, good. Red.
Body systems for 10.
Body assistant for 10 points. Teams, if you go to the doctor and the doctor or the nurse is trying to feel your pulse, or if you're trying to feel your own pulse, you're trying to feel where one of these kinds of blood vessels comes. Pointer Ridge.
Your veins.
Not your veins. Mount Rainier, a pulse is when what kind of blood vessel comes close to the surface of the skin?
Artery.
Artery.
Artery, absolutely right. Thank you, Jeremy. Nice assist there. Go Red.
Green things for 15 points.
Green things for 15 points. Teams, we all know mistletoe. It's kind of a parasitic plant that grows high on a tree and hangs down. It gets up there because birds eat their berries and the seeds are sticky, so when they defecate, the seeds stick to the branches. And then what process takes place to help them to begin to grow, Mount Rainier?
Photosynthesis?
Not photosynthesis, good try. What process begins with that seed stuck on that branch to get it to grow?
Pollination.
Good try. Germination. Germination is the right answer there. And again, check with your teammates before you give these answers out because someone else might have a different idea. All right, 85 to 70, advantage Red. Jaden, go.
Let's get physical for 5, please.
Let's get physical for 5 points. Teams, scientists estimate that there are only 19 million cubic feet of this gas left on Earth, which means the people who fill the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade balloons really don't have to conserve quite yet. Pointer
Helium.
Ridge.
Helium.
Helium, yes, good. And just a reminder, if you're saying it out loud, if we can hear your answers, the other team can hear it as well. So try to keep your answers within your team there. All right, the buzzer is rung. We've come to the end of the first round. It's been a good one. We've got 6 good players here. The score right now, Mount Rainier 85, Pointer Ridge 75. We'll be back with round 2 in just a moment. Don't you go away.
Let's be real. There are days when every mom wants to tell her kids to take a hike.
That's actually a pretty good idea.
Because when you take us hiking,
Or let us run outside,
acting silly,
getting dirty.
and helping in the garden,
You're not only making your day better,
you're making our lives healthier and happier.
playing outside is not only fun,
It helps us feel our best inside and out.
so next time when Mom wants you to take a hike,
Tell her to go to beoutthere.org to find fun ideas for helping kids enjoy the great outdoors.
let's be honest, it's not bad for the parents either.
They're so cute at this age. Be out there!
And welcome back to Science Bowl. Thank you for spending part of your day with us. Here we are in our 29th year, and our contestants keep getting better and better. Great representations of the wonderful students we have here in Prince George's schools. Let's go over to Mount Rainier, and good to have Jaden and Judith and Jeremy here, all 6th graders here today. Jaden, tell me about Mount Rainier. Who's your principal?
Mr. Hint.
And is out there rooting for you today. And who's the sponsor of your team?
Mr. Wallace.
Mr. Wallace. And Mr. Wallace is not only the sponsor, he joins us as a judge often. And Kevin, thank you for all your support of the game. And did you have any alternates on your team, Jaden?
No.
No, so you're it.
Yes.
Yep.
Once they found you, they didn't need anybody else.
No.
And
Yeah.
how'd they make you the captain, Jaden?
They voted, and whoever got the most votes just became captain.
And you're doing a nice job, and I like how you're talking to each of your teammates there. And I know you're a competitor. You like to play basketball. You like to play football. You want to play for the Cleveland Cavaliers someday, right?
Yes.
The next LeBron James sitting right here in the Bonnie John studio. Before I leave you, Jaden, tell me, what what is it about your school that you like to brag about? What do you like about it?
The teachers, and we have this like Mount Rainier promise.
What's the Mount Rainier promise?
It's like you promise to show respect and be responsible.
Boy, those are very important lessons to learn, aren't they? And I know Mount Rainier has a peace parade. They used to every year around the block because of your commitment to a safe and peaceful learning environment. Thanks for sharing that. Judith, nice to have you here today. Tell me about, I asked her earlier what she likes to do in her spare time, and you like to wrestle at home? Who do you wrestle?
My sister.
Your sister, yeah. Sibling rivalry there. That's always fun. And good to have good athleticism there. And you like to read. I know you like to read. What do you want to do someday professionally?
A fashion designer.
Fashion designer. How'd you get interested in that?
Because I like to design stuff.
Yeah, you're a very fashionable young lady, too. I can see you being successful at that. And Jeremy wants to follow in his dad's footsteps, yeah? Tell me about that.
Well, my dad used to be a tank driver in the first Gulf War, so I was actually wanting to be a tank engineer.
Yeah, to make those tanks safer and safer, as safe as they can be. Absolutely.
Especially from RPGs.
Yeah, boy, your dad's got to be real proud of you, Jeremy. Tell me what you do in your spare time.
Well, when I get the chance, I play Roblox, and sometimes I wrestle with my brother, and a couple of times with my younger sister, who jumps on me sometimes and squishes me.
That's just normal stuff. So we have at least 2 wrestlers over here. Jane, you wrestle anybody at home?
Well, I have my older brother.
Okay, so we got 3 of them there. All right, we go from the wrestling team, the Science Bowl team from Mount Rainier to Pointer Ridge. Nice to have you guys here. John, tell me about Pointer Ridge. You're over there in Bowie, and who's your principal?
Miss Stevenson.
Wonderful. She's out there. I know she's a big fan of yours, and the sponsor of your team is Miss Reedy, and she is so anxious to get you guys here, and we appreciate all of her support as well. And did you have any alternates on your team, John?
Yes.
Who are they? You can just give me their first names if you have them.
Daniel.
Daniel, okay. We'll bring the Miss Reedy out and Daniel in a few moments so everybody can meet them. And John, tell me, I'll ask you what I asked Jaden. What do you like about Pointer Ridge? What's the best thing? Why do you like going to school?
Well, I like going to PE, and I like how the PTA has meetings to help make the school better.
Yeah, because that tells you that the parents are on your side too. So you got parents pulling for you and your teachers, so you know you're in a good place. John, what do you want to do someday?
Be a chemist.
A chemist, yeah, because you told me you really like to do experiments, right?
Yeah.
And you're a good captain too. I like how you're working just as Jaden is by collaborating with your 2 teammates over there. Good to have you here. Adriana, nice to have you here. You want to go to the University of Maryland?
Yes.
So it's not too far from home, and this young lady likes to cook. And you like to cook just about anything, right?
Yes.
Yeah. How'd you get interested in cooking?
Well, my grandma, she bakes, and my mom likes to make Japanese treats at home, so I got interested in cooking by that.
Yeah, so you've got some good role models out there. Would you like to own a restaurant someday?
Yes.
Yeah, boy. We had a student here last week who already had a name of a restaurant picked out, so he's dreaming big, and I'm sure you are too. You're playing a nice game, Adriana. Tommy, nice to have you here. Tell us the Tommy story. What do you do in your spare time?
So sometimes I like to read, and sometimes I like to sing and dance, and most of the time I like drawing in my room because I have a sketchbook.
That's very nice. And I know you told me in your church you are able to perform there. You can sing there, can't you?
Yeah.
Yes.
Me and my friends always dance and do performing arts in front of the church.
That's a great way to be expressive, a real creative person, a real creative guy. Thanks, Tommy. Keep that up. What would you like to do professionally someday?
I want to be an astronaut when I grow up.
Yeah, well, we can say we knew you when because, you know, American astronauts are going to be going up on American spaceships in the not-too-distant future. Good to have you here. Let's get back to our game. 85 for Mount Rainier, 75 for Pointer Ridge. Lots of points to give away. Last correct answer came from the green team. So, John, start us out.
Green things for 10 points.
Green things for 10 points. Teams, you probably never thought about this, but you can never buy cashews in their shells because the shells contain urushiol oil, which is the same toxic... Jaden?
Same toxic air?
No, not same toxic air. I would have finished Pointer Ridge. Cashew shells have the same toxic oil in them that you find on the leaves of this plant that grows all over the place and will cause you to itch and scratch all year long.
Poison ivy.
Poison ivy, yeah, the same urushiol oil and poison ivy found in cashew shells, which is why they're always sold shelled and roasted. Go green.
Science potpourri for 10 points.
Potpourri for 10 points. Teams, measles is making a comeback because a lot of parents are not getting their children what? Mount Rainier.
Vaccine.
Vaccinated, yes. Again, wait till I recognize you. Good answer. Go, Red. 10-point lead.
Let's get physical for 10, please.
Let's get physical for 10 points. Teams, if you're out at night and you see shooting stars, meteor showers, the reason why you're seeing them burn up in the air is because they're encountering what force on the way down? What force are they encountering, John?
Gravity.
Not gravity, no, good try. What force is causing those shooting stars to burn up, Mount Rainier?
Reentry.
Re-entry?
Not re-entry, good try. Friction, friction. It's friction with the air as it comes through that causes them to burn up. Try again, Red.
Zuperate for 15, please.
Zuperate for 15 points. Teams, listen carefully to this. At the end of the breeding season, a bird's feathers look kind of dull. Their plumage isn't real pretty anymore. We call that plumage with the same name as the name we give to a heavenly body that is blocked from view by another one. John. Talk among yourselves, Mount Rainier, in case I have to come to you. What did you want to tell me?
An angel.
Not an angel, no. What kind of plumage is it that birds have, dull plumage at the end of the breeding season, that has the same name as one heavenly body blocking the view of another? It's an eclipse. An eclipse, you know, like a solar eclipse and a lunar eclipse. Try Red.
Body systems for 15, please.
Body systems for 15 points. All right, if you've watched TV commercials, you know this one. Angelina Jolie, the actress, recently came down with chicken pox, which means that virus will stay in her body, and when she gets older, what other disease could develop? Pointer Ridge.
Cow shingles.
Say it again.
Shingles.
Shingles, absolutely right, yeah. You see Terry Bradshaw, the former Pittsburgh Steelers quarterback, telling you and showing you how nasty that is. Good, 195. You're in the lead, Pointer Ridge by 5. Go. Yes, sir.
Dateline Science for 15 points.
Dateline Science for 15 points. Teams, there was a Russian scientist by the name of Mendeleev who was nominated for a Nobel Prize in 1906, and sadly he died shortly thereafter. So they never got to recognize him for that big graph with all of the chemical elements on that was called this. It was called this, Pointer Ridge.
The periodic table?
Yes, sir. Periodic table it is and was. Good. Go.
Science potpourri for 15 points.
Potpourri for 15 points. Teams, NASA, I know we have a future astronaut here in Tomey. Maybe he'll go there. NASA is planning to build a cloud platform above the thick clouds of this nearby planet. John?
Venus.
Venus, yes. The thick clouds make the surface temperature of Venus about 800 degrees Fahrenheit. Good. You're on a roll. Go. Come on, Mount Rainier. Don't let them get away from you. John.
Let's get physical for 15 points.
Let's get physical for 15 points. This is an analogy question. Like this is to that. The Gulf Stream is a river of water in the ocean. I did not get to the question. What do you want to tell me?
I didn't know.
Okay. Pointer Ridge. The Gulf Stream is a river of water inside the ocean, just as this stream is a river of air in the upper atmosphere.
Jet stream?
Yes, sir. Jet stream, the analogy with the Gulf Stream. Good. Go green.
Science potpourri for 20 points.
Science potpourri for 20 points. All right, teams. If you petrify something, you turn it into stone. If you vitrify something, you turn it into this substance that can shatter because it's made mostly of sand. Pointer Ridge.
Glass.
Yes, you vitrify something, it is made of glass. Yes, like in vivo experiments, in glass is what that means. Go green.
Dateline Science for 20 points.
Dateline Science for 20 points is a visual question. Look at the monitor, please, in the studio. Teams, in the bed there is America's 29th president, President Garfield. He was shot by an assassin. Next to the bed is a man with the first ever metal detector that he had just made trying to find the bullet in the president's body. He didn't find that bullet, but he is still very well known. He is the man who invented the telephone. Can you tell me who he is? Jaden.
Alexander Graham Bell.
You got it. Absolutely. Nice job, Jaden. Go red.
Green things for 20, please.
Green things for 20 points, teams. Sunshine is not edible, but for plants it is. They can eat the sunshine, they can take in the carbon dioxide, and they can produce what 2 things in photosynthesis that we need? Pointer Ridge, give me 2. Mine and Rainier, have them ready for me if they don't get them. 2 things that plants give us because of photosynthesis. Go, John.
Oxygen.
And?
And
uh-oh, no second answer. Mount Rainier, edible sunshine plus carbon dioxide, plants photosynthesize and give us what 2 things we need?
I'll pass it to Judith.
Judith.
Oxygen and nitrogen.
Oxygen and?
Nitrogen.
Nitrogen? No.
Hydrogen.
No, it's actually sugar, the glucose. They give us sugar, the food that eventually powers the food chain. Good try, no points, go again, red.
Zoo parade for 25, please.
Zoo parade for 25 points, teams. All mammals, including ourselves, have body hair. We nurse our young, and we have bones like the hammer and the anvil and the stirrup to let us do this. To let us do what, Pointer Ridge?
make a fist.
Not make a fist, nope. Mount Rainier, all mammals have hair, nursing capabilities, and bones like the hammer, anvil, and stirrup to help us do what?
Hear.
Hear, absolutely right. Thank you, Jeremy. That's right. Give yourselves a couple fist bumps over there. Good, go red.
Good play.
Body system for 25, please.
Body system for 25 points. Big one in that category. You could tie the score, Mount Rainier. It's 140 to 165. Category body systems, 25 points. Teams, there is a new book called Life's Vital Link. And it is about this P initial connection between mother and baby. Pointer Ridge. Help him out, Adriana and Tommy, if you can. What do you want to tell me, John?
It's a type of cord. It's a.
You got to give me the name.
Petribulation.
Good try, Mount Rainier. Sometimes called a parasite on the mother, which is what I would have ended the question with. Life's Vital Link is about this P initial connection between mother and baby.
Parasitism?
Placenta was the name. Part of the umbilical cord. Try again, red. Still can do it.
Let's get physical for 25.
Let's get physical for 25 points. Teams, you've been listening on the radio, on the television. Deflategate. The NFL is worried that some footballs were deflated. They took the air out in the last championship game, so the amount of air in there measured in PSIs is lower. What does PSI stand for, Pointer Ridge?
The pressure.
Each letter stands for something. I want you to tell me what PSI stands for.
The pressure.
Not pressure. Nope. Mount Rainier, what is PSI?
Pressure per
pounds
per
square inch. Sorry, no points. Go red.
Body systems for 20.
Body systems for 20.
Body systems for 20 points. Team, sometimes when people are put into surgery, doctors lower their body temperature so that their organs don't need as much oxygen. What H initial term describes when someone's body temperature is lowered?
Hypothermia?
Hypothermia, that's what I want to hear. That's it. Go red.
Okay. Let's get physical for 20, please.
Let's get physical for 20 points, teams. Two-part answer. I need two answers. Listen carefully. Don't give up on me. The reason why we on Earth always see the same face, the same side of the moon, we never see the dark side, is because the moon does what to our initial, Pointer Ridge?
It rotates and it revolutions.
Yes, revolves or revolutions. Exactly right. Rotates and revolves at exactly the same time. Whoa, that buzzer has rung. We'll double check that score and be back with you in just a moment. Don't go away.
How far would you go to help someone? Would you go to the end of your driveway? Would you cross a street? Would you cross an ocean? Would you go if you could use your knowledge to teach someone? and in the process, maybe learn something yourself. Life is calling. How far will you go? Peace Corps.
And welcome back. We are so proud of these young people today, 5th and 6th graders, and they are just top-notch science students. Our final tally today is Mount Rainier 160, Pointer Ridge 185. So Adriana and John and Tommy and Daniel, wave to everybody back there, the alternate. And Miss Reedy, congratulations. We're going to see you in the next round. Let's see some smiles over there. You guys won today. Mount Rainier, you guys were fist bumping the whole time and you came back. You tied that thing. You almost won it. You guys are terrific. Jeremy and Jaden and Junith and Mr. Wallace, you are terrific for always doing this and sending us some great students. We'll see you next time on another edition of Science Bowl. Bye-bye.